Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Matt Bogosian. I'm a real estate agent right here in the Middle Tennessee area. And I make these videos to help you guys learn a little bit more about real estate in general, the Middle Tennessee real estate market, and also want to just help you guys learn more about our area and the community in case you're wanting to move here. So today I want to talk about home sellers. And specifically, I want to talk about an article that came out on a website that I subscribe to called Inman. Now, Inman's just a website that's got a lot of news about the real estate market. It's got a lot of news about specifically about real estate agents and brokerages. It's got a lot of information about marketing and just different stuff that really doesn't pertain to people if they're not agents. But I really love the articles that they come out with, and they've just got some interesting topics that I think need to be touched on. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Let's see if I can do this right here. Okay, so as you can see right here, the title of this article says, "Too Big an Ask. Home sellers struggle to find the right comps." And that really clicked home with me because I was explaining to someone the other day how right now, when you go to price a home, or whenever you go to price a home, what you would do is you would pull recent comps and you'd look at those comps and you would come up with a price based off of those comps for the home that you're about to list or sell. And sometimes you might even go a click above those comps because, hey, it's a little bit more recent. This is the only one on the market. We can list it a little bit higher. And that's how you basically derive to a price. And that's really how it's always been. If you look right here, right underneath the title, though, it says, that home, let me just do this too for you guys, just to make this, there we go. That home that sold down the street a few weeks ago might not be a good guide for how to price yours, according to new data from Redfin. That's interesting to me. And I was just explaining this to somebody. We've got prices that just got astronomically high. I want to say that August hit the all-time high in prices, median home prices in Middle Tennessee. And people that go to sell there, and then in the same time, interest rates have hit some serious highs. They're at 7%. So now here we are, we're basing our pricing off of these super high prices, but yet interest rates have gone way up. And guess what? For the most part, they're sitting a lot longer. There's not as many buyers out there. They're not selling as quick. And it's frustrating for sellers. It's frustrating for agents. It's frustrating for buyers because what are we all supposed to do? We're kind of all stuck here. I mean, what would you expect a home seller to do? And I know if you're somebody that's been sitting on the sidelines, you're like, ha, 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 home sellers, now you don't be so greedy. But anybody in their right mind that had a home to sell would look at the most recent comps and base their price off of those. That's just what you do. But now it's a little bit different. So, and it's interesting. So going through this article right here, surging mortgage rates are once again pushing homes into unaffordable territory for home buyers, and it's making the process of buying a home even more complicated. The monthly payment required to finance the purchase of a typical home rose from $2,210 in August to $2,547 in September. So quite frankly, buyers just cannot afford these prices anymore. It's just, they've become unaffordable. It's really about the monthly payment not the price of the house. So just remember that. That's really what we're talking about here. People are sitting here and say they make $100,000 and they're saying, look, I can afford $2,200 a month, and that's what I can afford. Well, now the home that they were always able to afford is $2,500. And it's pushing them. And keep in mind, the 2,200 was already a little bit high for them. So this means when home sellers and their agents look at recent sales of comparable properties, they risk falling into unusual pitfalls, according to Redfin Deputy Chief Economist Taylor Marr. And that's true. This is like unusual. What am I going to do here? Like, I tell my sellers that the market's changed, but I can't. What are they supposed to do? Price their home $50,000 less than recent comps? Like, how do you guess what the low would be? It's a tough spot. Sellers should anticipate that buyers are unwilling or unable to pay a price similar to what their neighbor's home sold for a month ago. And buyers should connect with their lenders and find ways to mitigate the impacts of rising costs. This next statement, I think, is important. If you have a home to sell, this is very important. And I'm seeing this too. It says, unless a home is a clear cut above its comps in the neighborhood, the seller may need to reconsider that buyers won't find it as affordable as some recently sold homes in the same area. So if you've got a home that you've been cleaning on a regular basis, the paint is fresh, you've got beautiful furniture, the yard has been well kept, there's like a much higher chance that you're going to be able to still sell that home at the higher prices than somebody that's got a home that just hasn't been taken care of. And we saw that a lot. Like, a lot of homes sold really fast and for above asking, and quite frankly, they were pieces of crap. I don't mean that like the bones were pieces of crap, but they just weren't taken care of at all. That's not the case anymore. And I'm seeing that. Buyers are getting so much more picky. They're not willing to pay somebody a high price for a home that's junky. It's imperative for home sellers to react quickly and aggressively as the market turns. This means adjusting your price immediately if you want to be competitive and attract offers. And this is another thing. Listen, look at this. Across the country, asking prices have actually ticked upward in September, even as affordability worsened for buyers. But at the same time, more sellers have also been forced to drop their asking price. Here in Middle Tennessee, August was like the pinnacle when I look at median prices. August is where like things really seem to have hit the top, and they seem to be ticking down a little bit. And people are pricing their homes based on those comps. They're not looking at homes that haven't sold and then basing their prices on it. Maybe they should. Maybe they should see, hey, look, there's 50 homes right now, and here's your competition, and these aren't selling. How do you match up against those? About 1 in 13 home listings had a price cut during the 4 weeks ending September 25th. But it says here, still, sellers have yet to completely lose grip on the market. But it's close. It's getting close. They're starting to lose their grip. The traditional definition of a balanced market is 6 months of inventory. With anything lower than that, it's considered a seller's market. I think here in Middle Tennessee, we're at like 2.6 months of inventory. So it's still a seller's market, which seems like crazy. It's just such a difference from what we just saw that it feels like it's such a seller's market, even though it isn't yet. So that's interesting. And I will say, I have noticed the homes that are nice and like desirable, and they've got a little bit of land, and there's like a shop and something someone really wants, like they're still having a lot of showings and having multiple offers and a lot of interest. It's just your cookie cutter homes that are like in a neighborhood and not taken care of and have like shitty yards. Those are just, those are just sitting. Ones that have like, they're in areas with school systems that aren't rated well. Those aren't selling very well. So months of inventory continued to climb, even as the number of active listings on the market ticked slightly downward. But homes sat on the market for longer than they have in years, 31 days typically. So there you have it. I thought that was a great article. There we go. So if you're thinking of selling your home, you really do need to like maybe look back a little bit at older comps to price your home. You need to look at all the active listings and the competition that's out there and see how long they've been sitting. And you need to read up on articles like this and just know the market's shifting. And if you're in a spot where you have a contract on another home or you're looking at another home, you might try to get a little bit of a deal on that, get some closing costs covered, something to make up for you possibly not getting as much for your home when you sell it. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. My name is Matt Bogosian. If you would like to schedule a 15-minute consultation, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Besides that, thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.